So will the Prime Minister now listen to his own Chief Scientific Advisor and Chief Medical Officers who've acknowledged that the disease is moving up the aid ranges and that we can expect increased pressures on hospital? And will the Prime Minister act to slow the rate of transmission? Mr. Speaker, the reality is that the Prime Minister has no choice but to ride it out because he's too weak to get a more cautious and sensible approach past his divided cabinet and his mutinous backbenchers. And the Prime Minister knows that he doesn't carry the moral authority to protect the public when he's broken previous restrictions himself. The public is faced with a Prime Minister who does not have the political leadership or the authority to act to keep these islands safe. So will the Prime Minister finally acknowledge that he's riding it out, is risking lives and the NHS because his backbenchers are now calling the shots?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think the right honourable gentleman should take back what he said, no, Mr. Speaker, because I tell you what, I think that he should be respectful of the traditions of this House, which is you don't accuse people of things that they haven't done, Mr. Speaker, and it is totally untrue. This government has taken a
order. Prime Minister, Mr. Blackford, please, we just want to calm it down. This is a new year. Let's start off as we mean to go on, not in the way that we're behaving. Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, while the Scottish National Party continues to do serious economic damage in the way that they do, we will continue to get on with a balanced and a proportionate
order. No, either we behave, or I don't need any advice from anybody over there either. That's the last thing we need. I'm just saying, I think we just need to calm it down. It's a very important debate that the country is watching. They want to hear what's going on. Catcalling across the chamber is not good for anybody. Prime Minister.
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker, and I think that what we need to do is get on together with a plan that is both balanced and proportionate, and I think does a huge amount to protect the public and is the right way forward in dealing with Omicron. And he says, Mr. Speaker, that the UK government is out of step with what Scottish Nationalist Party want. Actually, overwhelmingly, we do the same thing at the same time, and there is far more that unites us than divides us. And that is the reality. You may not like it, but that is the reality. And Mr. Speaker, I must say I do take exception to the language used by the right honourable gentleman. And Mr. Speaker, I think that when it comes to the Union, he should reflect on the great success that has been achieved by UK scientists working together on vaccines, the formidable effort of test and trace operations that I've seen myself in Glasgow and elsewhere, the heroic actions of the British Army in ferrying vulnerable people who needed urgent COVID treatment from remote Scottish islands to the places where they needed care, to furlough, which was a huge operation, many billions of which were spent in Scotland, and a fine thing too. And I think he should take back some of his more intemperate remarks. I don't think they do him any credit at all. And I think what we should do is do our level best to work together in a civilised and collegiate way to get through this pandemic. And that is what this government intends to do.